I want to take you back to one of the most uncomfortable, humbling, and ultimately transformational moments in my English journey. The day I completely froze during a job interview, in English. I wish I could tell you I nailed it, spoke fluently, impressed the panel. But the truth is, I stumbled. I forgot words. My hands were shaking. And at one point, I went completely silent. But here's the surprising part. That failure taught me more about fluency than any lesson ever could. So if you've ever felt nervous speaking English, if you've made mistakes, or even embarrassed yourself, this video is for you. Because sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come after we fall. It was 2 years ago. I had applied for a customer support role in an international tech company. The job required solid English skills because I'd be talking to clients across the world. I had studied. I had rehearsed my answers. I even practiced in front of the mirror the night before. But the moment the Zoom call started, everything changed. The interviewer asked, "Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?" And I blanked. Not because I didn't know the answer, but because I was suddenly so aware of my English. Do I sound okay? What if I say the wrong word? What if they don't understand me? Those thoughts took over. My mind raced, my mouth dried up, and I froze. After a long pause, I managed to say a few broken sentences. But I could see the disappointment on their faces. And when the call ended, I felt like a complete failure. After that interview, I avoided speaking English for weeks. I replayed the call in my head 100 times. I thought, I'm not ready. Maybe English just isn't for me. I'll never be confident. That's what shame does. It convinces you that your worst moment defines you. But here's where things started to shift. One day, I came across a video by Brené Brown on vulnerability. She said, "Vulnerability is not weakness, it's the birthplace of courage and connection." That hit me. Because that day in the interview, I wasn't weak. I was vulnerable. And maybe, just maybe, that moment could be useful. The more I thought about it, the more I realized something powerful. I froze because I was trying to sound perfect, not authentic. I was focused on impressing them, not expressing myself. And that pressure killed my fluency. Neuroscience backs this up. When we're nervous, the amygdala, our fear center, hijacks the brain. It reduces access to the prefrontal cortex, where language processing happens. Translation? Anxiety literally shuts down your ability to speak. So if you've ever frozen while speaking English, it's not because you're not good. It's because you're human. That realization was a turning point. I stopped chasing perfection and started practicing presence. And everything changed. Here's how I rebuilt my confidence after that interview. I practiced with low-stakes conversations. I talked to myself while walking. I spoke to shopkeepers. I used voice notes. I celebrated small wins. One day I ordered coffee in English without freezing. Another day, I made a joke and someone laughed. I redefined fluency. I stopped seeing it as speaking like a native. I started seeing it as being brave enough to speak. I journaled in English. Not just grammar practice, real thoughts, real feelings. That helped me connect emotionally to the language again. I watched interviews, especially ones where people made mistakes and kept going. That normalized the process. Slowly, I stopped seeing English as a performance, and started seeing it as a conversation. Fast forward 6 months. I got another interview, this time with a startup that focused on international education. I was nervous again, but I remembered everything I had learned. This time, when they asked, "Tell me about yourself," I smiled and said, "I'm a lifelong learner. English is my second language, but I love using it to connect with people. No script. No memorized answers. Just me." I even joked about my past interview mistake. And you know what? They laughed. We had a real conversation. I felt free. I didn't speak perfectly, but I spoke bravely. And I got the job. Here's what I want you to remember. That moment you're ashamed of, that moment you froze, or stuttered, or felt judged, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of fluency. Because fluency doesn't come from avoiding mistakes. It comes from learning through them. The more willing you are to fail, the faster you grow. So next time you mess up, smile. You're on the right path. Failure isn't a sign you're not ready. It's proof that you're trying. And that, my friend, is where the real fluency begins. Thank you for staying with me through this story. If you've ever frozen during an English conversation, drop a comment below and share your moment. I promise you're not alone. And if this video helped you see failure differently, hit like, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more Real Talk English motivation. Until next time, keep speaking, keep stumbling, and keep growing. I'll see you in the next one.